So this video gives step-by-step instructions on how to search for items in the OPAC. You might have to help a patron do that. If they need assistance finding a certain book, you'll open the OPAC and help them search using this search box. So you'll type in the author's name, and then if you might have noticed that if we have that author, you'll have a little thing pop up down here where you can click their name and it will bring you up anything by that author. The general location of a book is located in the top right corner of the book's card. So The Serpent King is in realistic fiction. And if you see two locations and some of the copies are out, you might want to open the card by clicking on the title and going to holding. So I'm going to go to The Fault in Our Stars because I know that's in two places. So if you see realistic fiction and romance, if you click the title and then go to holdings, it'll show you which ones are in and which ones are out. So we have several copies in realistic and one in romance. And let's say the one in romance was out, you would want to know that so that you could go to the realistic fiction section to look for the book. If an item is out, it'll say that right next to it. So I'm going to go to When Breath Becomes Air. I think those are all out. Yeah, so whenever you pull up a book that is completely out, it'll say out right here instead of in. But let's go back to Jeff Sittner. The exact location of the book on the shelf is indicated by the call number, which can be found above the book's title on the card, so right here. And the F in the call number stands for fiction. So fiction is arranged in alphabetical order by the author's last name. So The Serpent King is in the Z's of the realistic fiction section, if that makes sense. So specifically, you're looking for Z-E-N, but there's probably not a lot of people with the last names that start with Z. So once you've gotten all that information, it's a good idea to write down the section and the call number on a sticky note to help the patron find it on the shelf. So I would write down F-Z-E-N, realistic fiction, and then we would go find it on the shelf together. If a patron is asking for books on a specific topic or person, you can type the keyword into the box and click enter, but I would not choose the autofill options in this case because it will limit your results. So if they were doing a research paper on the Harlem Renaissance, it's going to give me these options and I'm not going to click any of those. I'm just going to look at them to make sure I spell Renaissance correctly. To the left of the results, you'll see options to limit your results based on the material type. So we have movies about stuff, so sometimes it will show book, video, DVD, and you can choose which one you want. Most of the time you're going to be looking for a book. And then you can choose the things that are actually in. So if some of these books were not in the library, if someone had them checked out, it would say a different number here, and you could just look at the ones that are actually in the library, which is helpful. And then also you can do subject heading. So this is probably something you're never going to do, but if you were looking for something in particular, like you were looking for things in the Harlem Renaissance, but you specifically wanted, I don't know. I'm having a hard time finding anything worth it. So, I don't know. You were looking in the Harlem Renaissance and you decided, oh, I'm going to see what these harmonica books are about. Then you could click that and it would bring up this harmonica book that apparently has to do with the Harlem Renaissance and also harmonicas. Who knew? You will probably never have to do that. But you can also search within your results. So that's pretty neat too. The exact location again, or the general location, is of the book indicated at the top right corner. So this is in Arts and Recreation, which is the 700s. And then the exact location in that section is indicated by the call number. So nonfiction books are arranged by number order, so the book can be found in the 700s, specifically 700.89, and then you would look for the letters also. So once you've gotten all that information, write down the section and the call number on a sticky note, and then help the patron find it on the shelf. A quick note on assigned reading. The books in the reading list section are arranged by class and grade, so a student looking for To Kill a Mockingbird would need to look in the reading list section for English 9th grade. And there are signs in the shelves to help with that, but hopefully at some point in the future I will have the OPAC actually tell you which section it's in as well. I'm just not there yet. So if you ever come across a book that says it is in on the OPAC, so this one says that it's in, so it should be on the shelf, and then you can't find it on the shelf, and you look in all the book displays and you can't find it, just go ahead and mark that book lost so that we don't keep looking for it and never find it. And then then if it ever comes back or we find it somewhere and we check it in, it will come back. It'll show back up. Or whenever we do inventory, it'll show back up. And then also be on the lookout for items that are in repair. I think I have Goldfinch. So if you see a book is in, no, that one's not classified that way. I have a few at my desk that are in repair. I'm going to look at this one and then I'll stop wasting your time. Well, I obviously need to do that. So if a book is in repair, where it says in, it should say in repair, which means it's in my office and I am mending it. But I apparently need to keep on top of that. So those books can't be checked out until I've repaired them. So anytime you see that, you'll have to tell them that they'll have to come back and get it at a different time because I'm working on that book and mending whatever's wrong with it. So that's how you search for books.